Welcome back
to another week
and another episode.
More than halfway through our season.
That is bizarre.
It is bizarre.
It went so quickly. Is it just me, or is this year like really weird?
It is quite weird. It's been going so fast.
It has, but it's just like a weird one. Like I feel like everyone that I've also been speaking to is like, what on earth is in the water? Because
and what's going on?
Everyone is just having like a weird year.
No, it's true. This year's been quite interesting, yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but it's fine. We move. Fine. I'm just going to jump right into today's topic, which I recently have had a big revelation, or more of a conviction maybe, from the Lord, that basically he just straight up told me that I am chasing a life that looks good on social media, and I'm not chasing a life that feels good and actually creating something meaningful with it. And so obviously that hit me like a bus, because it's something that we talk about a lot on the podcast, and like, don't do that, don't create a life that looks good but doesn't feel good. And without even realizing, that is what I've been doing. And in that moment, I just felt like I had to like write down my emotions, and I like sat down with the Lord and I just like wrote everything down of what I was feeling, and like every aspect of my life, and how I'm implementing, or how I'm chasing validation more than I'm chasing actually a life that means something. And so I think this is something people need to talk about more, because
I agree with you.
We, without realizing, get into this mindset.
But I think it is really important for us to be real and vulnerable, because our journeys, although we love talking about the ideal way of thinking and approaching things, it's definitely not that always. We are both still human, and we have human desires, and it's kind of like our human heart and sinful heart goes back to, you know, what everyone's portraying and expecting of us, rather than doing what we know we should be doing, which is chasing a life that feels good and living out the purpose that we have on this earth. I think it's important to be vulnerable, but it's good. It's good that you guys also experience what we go through. I mean, that's why we have the podcast. That's why we wanted to create the safe space, to be able to like be there for people and explain things and make people feel less alone, because I think we all go through these things. We just don't really talk about it, and so we all just like stay stuck in our heads. And in this day and age, and Instagram and social media culture right now, I think it's really hard to not get stuck in that and like chase that and need that validation. I think a lot of you are going to relate with it, although Danelle feels like it's only applicable to her.
Yeah, it's awkward, guys, okay? I need to be vulnerable, but it's fine.
But I think so many people relate to it, because you're probably also thinking, it's just me who feels this way.
Yeah.
But it isn't. A lot of us go through it. Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm just going to jump right in and read to you guys exactly like the thoughts and everything that I wrote down that day. I'm not going to leave anything out, and I'm just going to be super vulnerable about it. And
then we'll chat about it after.
And then we'll discuss it and like go into like a few things.
Perfect.
So the Lord gave me a revelation that I've been chasing a life that only looks good. Don't get me wrong, I want a life that feels good. I want a life that's full of love, care, and God. One where the problems I have is being tired because I've been spending too much time with the people who fill my cup and bring me joy. And I've been working on projects that light me up and push me beyond my comfort zone. I want a life where people are the center of it and not validation. In the past year, I've created this deep desire for applause for who I am, how I look, what I wear, and what I achieve, but it's not real. This ideation is so far removed from what life is actually about. I understand that I'm not where I want to be. I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not close to being financially comfortable. Career-wise, I'm not where I thought I'd be. I'm not very good at looking after my physical health. I don't eat enough and I don't exercise enough. It's okay to realize you're not where you want to be, but running to external validation is not the sustainable solution. It quiets the voice that says I'm not good enough when people compliment my looks, my outfit, or tells me that it looks like life is treating me really well and that they're proud of me, but only for a few minutes. At the end of the day, I know I'm enough and that I'm perfectly made in God's image. I know I have a lot to bring to the table and a lot of value to add and a wild amount of love to give. But still, I run to social media for validation instead of creating a life that feels good because it's easier. It only takes a few minutes after posting to get that compliment. It only takes a few minutes of scrolling until you see a quote telling you to rest and that everything will be okay. It's easier to stay in bed a bit longer and say this is what I need right now than to go to the gym, cook a healthy meal, read my Bible and pray, or send a business pitch I know will get rejected anyway. I have people in my life that have the good. They have the circle of friends, the financial stability, the partner, the relationship with the Lord, the drive to go to the gym, the booked out weekend, the balance. I know it's not just all sunshine and rainbows, and we all have our own issues, but goodness me, it's easier to navigate through life when you're surrounded by your loved ones. So that's the dream. Stop chasing external validation to feel something. Create a life that makes you feel. Feel excited and surprised and frustrated and nervous and all of it at once. Right now, I'm hiding behind a screen. Right now, I'm scrolling through Side Hustle and I've been stuck at 200 followers for 2 years videos to feel close to someone, with the idea that if I watch a video of someone going through something who needs help, I'll make a difference. We need to wake up. I need to wake up. How is this building a life that I want? Yes, it's fucking hard to make friends in your 20s. Yes, it's hard to show up for yourself sometimes. It's hard to get up and read your Bible. It's effort. It all is. But at the end, it'll make all the difference. One day at a time, you can trust yourself. It'll take time, but you can. Why do you only allow others to trust you and you can't trust yourself? You don't let others down as much as you let yourself down. And that's only because you don't think you deserve it, or you don't think you're funny enough, or smart enough, or hardworking enough, or just enough to love in general. But you are. You're not sure who you are right now, but one day you will. Building your personal brand on social media is not a bad thing, but building yourself is step one. Don't be a fraud. You're in control to an extent. Manage it. The Lord has given you this life, and with that comes responsibility. Stop taking it for granted and start living. Build your life for you, not for Instagram or LinkedIn or your high school bully or your neighbor or the kid who looks up to you. It's not what it's about. People might think you're pathetic for feeling this way, or the way that you've lived your life for the past year, but it has nothing to do with them. It's your life. You're going to chase validation until one day you are a shell of a human, because it won't fill the void of love, friends, and God. Depending your self-worth on external validation is going to keep you lonely, financially stressed, physically weak, and numb. It's time. Get up. So dramatic.
No. Not dramatic at all. Very real.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it is quite long, but it is very real. It's very raw, and it's like what I felt and experienced in that moment. And it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's also a really good revelation to have and understand.
I think let's chat through some of like the main points that stood out.
I think in this current like day and age, in terms of like social media and where the world is going right now, it's such a normal thing for us to run to social media to not only just quiet your brain and your thoughts and just keep you busy, but the thing that we are now running to quiet our thoughts and to keep us numb is not adding any value into our lives. Okay, that's a lie. It's not that it's not adding any value, but it's bringing us down. It's a mix of good, bad, ugly, sad, exciting, a combination of so many things. So
I think, I agree with you. And I think we both work on social media as well for a big part of our jobs. And there is so much beauty to social media, connecting you to people, the creative part of it. There's so much beauty. As beautiful as it can be equally as harmful. Yes. And I think we all know that. Like, this is not something it's not groundbreaking news. But it's something we often forget because we get into these cycles of, okay, I'm in control of it, I'm in control of it, and then suddenly you find yourself and you're not in control of that emotions and that hold it has on you anymore.
Exactly.
And I think what it has done, I think it's very human of us to seek validation from people, from, we all, like, don't lie. We all in some sort of part of our lives, we want someone to say, well done, or you're really good at that, or you really do this amazing. Like we do, like that's just, I think we've been conditioned to that since we were small.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, social media has made it so easy for us to get validation.
To get validation.
Something you said a little bit further down, I was like, you're scrolling and you read this quote of, you deserve the rest, or you deserve the break. And I'm not saying you don't. I don't know what you're going through.
Yes.
But sometimes that's just as harmful, because if I've been lying here for 4 hours, I really don't need this rest.
100%. Yeah. It's a dopamine hit at the end of the day. You post something and you get that first like or the first 10 likes, and you're just like, oh, look at me go. And like, how does that actually add value into my life? And so at the end of the day, you post something, you get the validation, you get that dopamine hit, you feel good about yourself. And so that becomes almost like an addiction, where you're going to keep chasing that feeling of, well done, look at you go, where actually I'm not doing anything. I'm just posting a photo from like a month ago being like, look at me, which is stupid. And so we're basically looking for people to give us the confidence and say, well done, look at you go, or, oh, you're so pretty, oh, I love your outfits. Like, what is that? How does that help me? How does that build into a life that I want? I understand that it's a dopamine hit, but also alcohol is going to give you a dopamine hit. A cigarette is going to give you a dopamine hit. Drugs give you a dopamine hit. It's the same thing. It's an addiction at the end of the day. And we need to realize, like, where's the line of this is healthy and this is unhealthy? Because like you said, social media is not a bad thing. It can be used for so many beautiful things. And we were actually chatting about it beforehand, is social media is genuinely fun for both of us, but you need to take the idea out of posting that it is for people. Like, I want to do it for myself. I want to do it because I want to share this cute photo of me and my friend, or of me and my sister, or just of me because I'm like, oh guys, look how cute, whatever, and not chase that, oh yes, well done, Donnell, it is cute. It's just me trying to share my life because it's fun, or my outfit, or whatever it may be.
I agree with you. It's the intention behind it.
Exactly. And I think it's so easy to fall into the intention of, please tell me how great I am.
And then another thing you said in the first paragraph was what you want a life filled with like people and love, and your worries to be tired because you're just so busy. And I think that is such a true thing, and sometimes that is those small moments with friends that you don't need to share with anyone. And just like completely immerse yourself in the moment. And we were at a concert last night, and actually we've been to a few concerts this year, and the thing you notice always is everyone's on their phones taking videos, which, I mean, looking back at like a Noah Kahan concert video is so special still, like it brings back those emotions. But to a certain extent, you're like, can't we just take this all in and enjoy it for what it is? Because it is so special, it's so overwhelming, and it's just amazing.
Just be present, instead of thinking, oh, how can I post this? Or, ooh, Laurie, please post for me so I can show people that I have friends and I'm happy and like I'm having a good Saturday. You get what I'm saying? So like, why do we chase that instead of just being present and enjoying that moment and that friendship and that conversation that actually builds into your life and fills your cup? Because posting something about that moment is not going to fill your cup.
In the next paragraph, then I'll say that she isn't close to being where she thought she would be in a few different areas. And that, I think, is also a lie we are told from very young, that you have to either achieve things at certain ages, or the plan you set out for your life has to play out that way.
Yes.
Which, if you are Christian, like the Lord explicitly says that his plans are so much greater than ours, and his timeline is so much better and more sure than our timeline will ever be. And I think, although it's so hard, because in your mind you just think, I should be here, I should be there. I mean, in my business, you think I should be somewhere where I'm not at all, not even close. We should ideally let go of that pressure because it's not on our timeline. Like all the plans, all the timelines we set, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment because they mean nothing in regards to, like, we're not in control of that anyway.
Exactly. And I think it is beautiful. Like, obviously we all want to dream, we all want to improve ourselves, and so I think to an extent we should chase all these things. We're not saying don't have any plans, don't have any dreams, don't work on anything, but like the Lord's going to open the right doors at the right time. And like, I can even tell you now, business wise and career wise, I am so grateful for where I am now. And a few weeks ago I was in a completely different space where I felt like I was nowhere and nothing made any sense. And like, I don't know, I have like such a weird skill set, like what am I even doing type vibe. And now I'm in a space where everything has come together, and literally everything that I've done over the past 5 years has literally like clicked into place in a puzzle, it feels like, and everything just makes sense now.
So
and
much
once
more
again,
sense. Yeah.
it's not me, it's all like the Lord's divine intervention showing me that like he is in control, it is fine, and everything is going to be okay. So yeah, I think this is like a normal thing. We keep feeling like we're not doing this good enough. We don't have enough friends. We don't, like, I'm not where I want to be in the gym. Not where I want to be financially, not where I want to be in my career. And at the end of the day, yes, those things matter, and yes, those things almost enable us to live a beautiful life. So they are important, but still, it's not what life is about at the end of the day. Life is about the love and the care and the people you surround yourself with and the beautiful moments you have with your people. That's the stuff that you're going to remember one day when you're 80. You're not going to think back and think about when you were spending time in the office or spending time in the gym or like checking your bank account. That's not what matters. And obviously, like I said, these things enable a beautiful life, but they're not going to give you a beautiful life.
You can't hero them.
Exactly.
That's just part,
Yes.
I agree.
Going into the next point, I think we, like I even said in this thing, is we have people in our lives that it looks like they have everything. They have the beautiful life, they have the dream life, they have everything that works. But it doesn't help to compare your life to theirs, because once again, we all have different journeys. We talk about it a lot on this podcast, is the fact that we all have different timelines, we all have different journeys, we all need to experience different things to get to a certain point. And I think that's, all those things mold you into who you are, right?
I think if we had to walk a mile in most people in our lives' shoes, like, we would have a totally different perspective.
Yes.
But that's also the beauty of it. Like, I think we are so prepared and made for every challenge we have to face, and I think accordingly, like, blessed in different areas to kind of support you through it or keep you whatever. Like, I think it's such a perfect balance between hardships and blessings for each individual person, according to what they need, according to what challenges they're going to face.
We're all going to go through things at different times in our life. We're all going to go through the same things at different points in our life. We're all going to go through different things. Like, you might have a bunch of people in your life and a bunch of like a very like beautiful full community, but then you struggle a lot career-wise or whatever it may be. As we all have our struggles, and they're just in different aspects, and the grass will always be greener on the other side. And so sometimes we just need to take a step back, and maybe that's even just a step back from social media, to also say, you know what, I need to stop comparing myself to people on social media or the people in my life or whatever it may be, and just live and create something that I am proud of.
And it can apply to so many aspects of your life. It doesn't have to, maybe social media doesn't have a hand over you, which I'm really happy it doesn't. But you need to at a point decide, like, what do I struggle with?
Yes.
What is, quote unquote, my addictions that I need to, we all have different form of addictions, I believe. Like, every single person has a form of addiction. And what is that I need to let go of, replace? And it's simple things. Like, I was telling them now, I needed to get a social media manager for my business because I just can't mentally handle that anymore. Like, I need to choose a piece at a stage. And that can be in so many different aspects of your life, but you need to get to a point where you have to decide, not good for me anymore, I have to,
I need to take a step back. So coming to the point of trust, and there's like a whole part that I wrote here about trust and trusting myself and letting others trust me. And what I've realized over the past few months is that I don't trust myself, and that I keep letting myself down. And it seems very dramatic when I say it like that, but it's literally saying that I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm like, actually, no, I'm not going to go today. It could be saying, like, I'm going to actually start looking after myself, eating healthy, cooking for myself, and then I end up eating cake for dinner, or not eating dinner at all, and just being like, cool, because it's easier. Like, it's an easier fix. Like, there's so much happening. I'm constantly like running around between family, friends, business, myself, social media, that it is so much easier after like a long day to get home and be like, you know what, making food is like super, like, it's a lot of effort right now. I'm just going to eat something quick and easy, but that's not necessarily healthy, and that's definitely not what my body wants or needs right now. Like, it needs protein, it needs like healthy vegetables and stuff, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to give you pizza. But you keep letting yourself down by staying in bed for a little bit longer. You keep letting yourself down by not eating that healthy meal or going to the gym. It could be like tiny little things. And that's why I say that I don't trust myself. I know that I am a reliable human being, and my people trust me, and they know that if they need me, I will show up for them, right? But I know that I can't do the same for myself. And that's where the problem comes in. And obviously also because I'm a people pleaser. But it's just, and I realized recently that that's only because I believe that I'm not deserving of those things and deserving of like looking after myself and going the extra mile and taking the extra step and making the effort, because I don't believe that I'm like worth it, if that makes sense, which sounds very dramatic and very sad, whatever, but it's not. I think we go through those mindsets every now and then, and I think that's okay. It's just realizing it and then actually making the steps to start trusting yourself, to actually show up for yourself, because the only way that you build that trust in yourself is by going to the gym and actually showing yourself, you know what, you can trust me, and cooking that healthy meal, and also just experiencing what that does to your body and like the outcome of it. Because if you feel so much better physically after like a week or 2 weeks or 3 months of doing that thing, then you'll realize, you know what, actually this is worth it, and I am worth it, and I am worth the effort. Also, I'm going to accept so little from people if that's what I think I deserve. Like, I'm just going to accept the bare minimum or even less if that's what I think I deserve. So you have to build that confidence and trust in yourself, because otherwise people are just going to walk over you, take you for granted, like you take yourself for granted. That's so dramatic.
Very, very rough, but good.
Then there's one part that I wrote here, or one sentence that I wrote here that says, don't be a fraud. And I think it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, but I do feel like a fraud to an extent if I've been saying all these things on the podcast. I've been saying all these things in real life to people that come up to me and say, well done, like social media looks like you're thriving, like you seem so happy. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I wasn't happy. I was just chasing the wrong type of happy, if that makes sense. And I think it's okay to not feel the need to post all the good things just to show people or give people this like perception that your life is so great. But at the end of the day, like, I think it is human and it's okay, and we're all just trying our best. And so I don't think I'm a fraud completely. Like, everything that I've been on this podcast and on social media is true and who I am, and I always try to express myself in the same way. But I don't want you to think, or anyone in my life to think, that it's all just sunshine and rainbows and everything is so great.
It isn't.
It's not realistic. Like, I think we all know it's not. But as soon as you start scrolling and you see someone's beautiful life, then you're like, So basically all we want to leave you with is stop taking life so seriously. Stop taking social media so seriously.
I think if there's one sentence for the season that I can sum you up with, is stop taking life so seriously.
Yeah, just live a little.
Just live a little.
No, 100%. I think that's all it's about, is actually just, it's a reminder to almost get your priorities straight. Because I think we live in a world that is so full of everything right now, and that is absolutely chaos. You might as well just figure out what's important to you and what you want, and build that. And just focus on yourself.
I agree.
Have the best week. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in.
If you loved today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast so you never miss one.
We drop a brand new episode every Tuesday, so share it with a friend and keep the conversation going.
Until then, keep showing up,
keep growing,
and we'll catch you next week.
Okay, love you, bye.